Welcome back to part 2 of the Viper slot car track build. This video I'm going to go over putting the rails in, putting the power drops in, and maybe gluing some of the rails down, see how far we get. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and rail around as far as I can. I already measured out one of the rails. They're not long enough to go the whole track, which I was hoping to do, but I can get from, I'm calling this my starting line. I can get from my starting line around all the way just past this back seam here. So I'm gonna see about maybe starting my rail here, pulling it all the way around. Maybe I can get to this because this has the double drop on it. See the holes there? I can drop on both sides. I also know there's not a rib running under my track platform here, so I'm not going to be drilling through a rib. So yeah, if I can have power drops here and power drops here, that should be the only two seams on the track for rails. So yeah, I'm gonna see if that works out. I'm gonna start by drilling down through the track with I don't know what that is, maybe an 1/8 inch drill bit or so, and get my power drops down. Alright, so I just want to show you what I'm doing here. They give you this rod and ball bearings and a big washer. That really wasn't working for me. I got some pretty good grip strength, so I can just use my fingers, and I'm just rolling it on. And it pretty much rolls the lock wire into place, but you're still above the surface. So I'm taking the ball bearing on a 45-degree angle and using the corner of the ball bearing to push it in instead of using the big washer. I was using the washer on some of the tighter spots just to kind of roll it. Just take it and like roll it in, kind of like that. But yeah, it doesn't fit on here real well. So I rolled into the track once and put a little dent in it. But yeah, I think having some good grip strength and also being ambidextrous, I can do everything equally as good with my left hand as I can my right. It's really helping with this process. And in here I got a little short there. I should have waited to cut that, but that's fine. It's going to be powered here and here, and I'll just put a little piece in there and solder that. It's no big deal for me. Yeah, it's 1/2 of the red lane done. It took me about 40 minutes, I'd say, to do this. So when I get this finished up and get the other half of the red lane done, and move to the next lane. Alright, so here's how I'm doing my power drops. Not saying it's right, not saying it's wrong, just the way I think I'd like to do it. I have the length of wire here, doing the white lane. I have one of the tin copper wires that Viper sends you. I got solder, pair of pliers, putting a bend on that, maybe, I don't know, 3/8 of an inch. Clip it in my clip, my handheld holder. And I'm gonna tin my wire. It's just a little flux. Get my soldering iron, a little on the tip. Tin the wire, come up here, and just melt it together. Blow on it a little bit. And now I have my power drop. And I got this cardboard on the track. I'm gonna get this out of the way and drop it in. So I got that cardboard moved, feeding this down through driver's side, positive wire. There's my power tap hook I made. That's gonna sit right in there, just like that. I'll put a little solder on there, just like I did these two. And just real quick here, how I'm doing my soldering. Just putting a little liquid flux in there. That just helps the solder flow. Get my iron. Get a little on the tip. Trying to do this through the camera. And just a quick touch. And it's soldered. A little on the tip. Do the other side. So all it takes is just a quick touch. That flux really helps it flow in there. Now that we have everything soldered up, wired up, I'm gonna do my best here to explain how the track power works. So you have your positive comes off your power supply, goes into your white, which goes in through your controller and comes back out through the black, which then feeds the positive side of your track. So again, power in from white, from the power supply. That goes in through your controller, through your black, and feeds your track. That's what creates your positive current. Negative off of your power supply to the red, which goes to your controller. Also tees off and goes to the negative side of your track. So that creates your brakes. If you don't want to wire it with brakes, you could just run the negative from your power supply to the negative side of your track, and then have your power. That's how my old track was wired. Your power loop through your white, up through your black, and into your positive side of your track. The driver's side is going to be your hot side. So if you have your hot side on, say you're going, the hot side is always going to be on the left going forward. So if this was my hot rail, the car is going to go this way. If this is my hot rail, the car is going to go that way. Another quick note about the power drops. This set here is my only set of drops down. Since I did full sections of rail and I only have a seam here, and I soldered these seams, you can see where I sanded it a little bit to smooth the solder out. I didn't have to do any other drops down to the power supply, and the track's running great. I don't have any power surges. I don't have any low voltage areas or anything like that. It's consistent speed all the way around, so that's one reason why I wanted to do as long of a section of rail as possible, to do as little drops down through the track. So yeah, one set of drops, 2 seams, soldered the seams together, melted the track a little bit there. I ain't too worried about that, but can't even tell. Car glides right over it. So the one thing I want to point out, one last thing with the railing process. You may have noticed earlier in the video, I was putting the rail on the inside closer to the slot and the lock wire was out on the outside. That was the rails are not wide enough. I was not getting contact on the shoes. So I had to take up a bunch of rail, take out a bunch of lock wire. The lock wire goes closer to the inside of the slot and the rail to the outside, further away from the center slot. Just one thing to note if you're doing this, save yourself a little hassle like I did, and not have to pull out all the wire again. But yeah, I'm just gonna run some laps here and end the video here. Next thing for me to do is scenery, and I'm just gonna do some stuff like this. This is paper from Hobby Lobby. It's like striped paper and grass paper. I'm gonna do a little victory lane here. Eventually, I am gonna get a TrackMate system for timing and scoring. Probably build some barriers, some guardrails. That video will come later, but yeah, over there's gonna be a garage area. I just have this license plate here as a quick wall because I was shooting cars across my attic, and I got that cardboard over there because I was shooting cars down my stairs. I actually lost the body, haven't found it yet. So yeah, let's see some laps, and stay tuned for the next part. I really love how quiet this track is and smooth. It's so much more peaceful to drive. I can't explain it. This is a TFX chassis with a Johnny Lightning body. Oh, 360, nice. This car runs great on here. TFX, they all run great. I've been running a bunch of laps. This is a Mega G Plus. A little more speed here. And I'm running 15 volts. I tried 20. It's a small track. It's a small layout. 20 volts is just too much power for this little layout. Tycos, they run great. You can hear this body dragging a little bit. I lowered this body. Ooh, almost looked like Cold Trickle from the movie there, flipping. But yeah, this is it so far. I'm running 90 ohm controllers. I got the Professor motors. I bought 3 of them with the track. You can see here I have to make another driver stand, extend this down. This is my old, from the old track. I got a yellow one here, even though it's a white lane. It's a white controller. So I'll probably change that out. I make these myself, just a piece of plexiglass. I cut, drill, put some hardware in. And maybe I'll do a tutorial for that. I don't know. Getting back into the slot car groove, though. Weather's getting cooler. My attic's getting cooler. I actually went to a flea market. I bought the Billy Pouch Speedster hood and the Tom Hager door panel. And that really fired me up to get back up here and get this track going. So just needed a little match to light my fire. But until next one, stay tuned, stay safe, take it easy.